Hi, what's up? In my presentation, I got to choose the topic about HIV and, of course, about the HIV campaign. Well, I chose this topic because I think that it is very important to talk about the importance of protection against HIV, especially towards a lot of the people out there that decide to sleep with another person and don't end up protecting themselves when they're sleeping with another person. That is the cause as to why there are a lot of people out there that have HIV. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that HIV is one of the most, um, of course, major diseases that is going around here in America. It has been reported that 1 million people here in America get, or over 1 million people here in America get HIV disease because of not using any protection or not taking care of themselves. Now, HIV is also something that could even happen to seniors, of course, especially because seniors are more likely to get it since they have a weaker immune system than younger people do. And it is something that, of course, has to be said everywhere, not just to certain people. It has to be said everywhere. This is why I think that these HIV campaigns that are being um, um, held in a lot of places around the world, not just in this country, I think are very important because it really helps us and it really informs people the reality of it all. And it really warns people too that we cannot um, get away with everything, and we can't get away, especially with HIV. Now, I think that we as humans, we can do better, especially because we get taught in school, especially in elementary school, the stuff that goes on when having sex, and we need to remember those things in order to, you know, still acknowledge the fact that HIV is one of the main or leader causes of, you know, of people basically being sick or not doing so good after not protecting themselves. Now, it is also very important to, um, if for anyone that does not look up, for anyone that does not go to HIV campaigns, I think it's also very important that these people, that everyone gets to look up HIV disease, especially on Google, just to help themselves get informed on what happens, what are the leading causes of HIV, and of course, how we can prevent ourselves from getting HIV. Now, HIV, not only could it be caused by unprotected sex, but HIV can be caused by several other things. It could be caused by um, not being clean enough, um, and it could be caused by basically not being sanitized enough, especially when it comes to using other things, or when it comes to touching other things, which is why it is very important to always wash our hands whenever we are touching things, or whenever we are using certain things. And then another thing is that in a time where we are going through a pandemic, it is also very important to protect ourselves against HIV, because I mean, with HIV going on, and then with the pandemic going on where we all get COVID, I mean, that could worsen and sicken us even more. And the chances of it all is that we can end up even dying from those certain things because of how much worse that could get if we could mix those two things together in our bodies. Especially because I mean, bacteria is bad. Bacteria is super super evil. It's something that we can control, but it would be harder and harder to control if we continue on and on and on with not taking care of ourselves in general, especially against HIV. Now, I feel like in schools like elementary, middle school, and high school, yes, they do teach us the stuff that goes on during sex, like of course a woman can get pregnant, um the ovaries could get fertilized, this and that. Yes, we get taught those certain things, and yes, we get taught that there is protection in order to protect ourselves while having sex. Yes, but unfortunately in these schools they do not teach us the specific things that of what it takes to protect ourselves in order to um, prevent ourselves from getting HIV. Like, they don't really tell us, okay, you guys really need to sanitize, you guys really need to make sure you guys really make sure you guys get tested for HIV before having sex, or you know and of course protect ourselves, yes, but I mean, most importantly, get tested before doing this and that. Like, unfortunately, those things are not being taught because of the ignorance of the government that really isn't allowing these students to be taught these certain things. So that is my opinion, and that is my presentation about the HIV campaign. I'm Jose Guzman, and I hope this was a very valuable presentation.